Hello, lovelies, and welcome back to All Doll Love. Today's video is going to be a little different than I would like to consider my usual to be. I recovered some footage that I took about a year ago of me reorganizing my doll clothes. So that's what today's video is going to be. And I no longer have my doll clothes organized in this way because I have since moved. But I might pop in at the end with just a little tour of how they're organized now. Also, I don't know what happened, but I lost the intro footage where I dumped out all of the clothes from how they had been stored before. So we're gonna jump into like step 2 of the process after I've organized everything, because I also lost that footage. I did have footage at some point of a giant pile of clothes and just sorting it all. We're just gonna skip past that and right into what I do afterwards. So, with that being said, let's get into the organizing and the old video.
I'll admit, at this point, it looks like I've made more of a mess than fixed anything, but this is only the first step. So I have everything sectioned off, so we've got dresses, shirts, jacket type things, skirts, pants, tights. I left shoes in there, because I know that's all shoes. So, next step is to figure out how it's going to fit back in the bins. So, let's see if we can figure that out. So I've finished organizing, and I've put little labels on all of the boxes. So we've got shoes down here, accessories and underwear type stuff in this one, skirts and pants down here, shirts and overwear here. Down here we have dresses, and in this box we have, sorry, I misspoke. This box is dresses, and this box is things I'm still, working on, so they might need to be, sewn up a bit, or adjusted to fit the dolls properly. So thank you all for coming along to see me organize stuff, and keep loving your dolls.
Alright, with that all being said, let's jump into how I'm currently organizing things, since I do not have access to those clear tubs anymore. But I did get gifted some of the original trunks from a friend who had those from childhood. So I'm really lucky to have those to sort doll clothes into. With that being said, let's take a look. So this is Samantha's trunk, and in here I have a whole bunch of dresses stored. All but one of them live in here. And I also have some overall style dresses and Grace's apron. And then just to the right in the open space, I keep hospital gowns, as well as like scarves and gloves and just like random accessories that don't have a better spot. In the top drawer of the trunk, I keep as many nightgowns as will fit in there. And then in the bottom drawer, I keep this really like fuzzy like robe, bathrobe type thing. It's like a half unicorn. All right, I'll slide this out of the way now and bring in. This is the one dress that I don't store in the trunk. It just hangs with the normal people clothes in the closet where all of this stuff lives because it's far too bulky and big to go into the trunk. And now, a different one of Samantha's trunks. Or the same trunk, but a different. You know what I mean. Anyways, in this trunk, I keep winter jackets and like that type of thing. Under the jackets in the top shelf space is where I stash any like headbands and that sort of thing. And then off to the right is all of the hats that I have. They really could use a better storage system, but for now they're just shoved in there. In the top drawer, I keep some vests and also like a couple other more like cozy style headbands. And then the bottom drawer won't come out, but it just has some more like soft hats and bandanas. And now we're moving on from Samantha's trunks. I'm just gonna close this up, slide it to the side, and pulling out Addie's trunk. This trunk specifically is so cool. I'm such a big fan of it. So let's take a look at what is inside. The top drawer is pretty much just a bunch of shirts, mostly on the left here, and then all of the skirts I have on the right, and then underneath this, which you have to pardon me trying to pull stuff out and move it around, but underneath on the left is some pants and shorts, and then on the right is a bunch of Halloween costumes. The worst part of this trunk is definitely trying to put the top shelf back in. It always takes me forever to get it, but it's so satisfying once I finally do. Now we can take a look at some of the stuff that I have stored in just random boxes. First, this PJ box. It's where I keep my socks for my dolls. The next little box that I use is actually, I believe it's Mia, Girl of the Year 2008's like accessory box or something. I'm not entirely sure. One side has the chokers from the birthstone outfits, as well as hair clips and hair ties and hairpins, all that kind of thing. And the other side has hair brushes, hair care tips, and earrings. And from here, we can move on from accessories and into how I store all of my doll shoes. I keep a majority of my doll shoes in 2 different doll boxes because I really like having them all spread out so I never have to like go digging and try and find a pair. And it does mean it takes up a little bit more space, but I'm storing these doll boxes anyway, so it's not too bad. That was just the first box of shoes, which had mostly like flats and sandals and that type of thing. Then when we move into the second box of shoes, we'll see that one is more like sneakers, tennis shoes, like boots, that type of thing, things that are a little bit bigger. And then that's not even all of the shoes because then there are a couple of little boxes with slippers, and we'll just pop those in really fast since there's not much to see there. And with that, we come to the end of how I organize my doll clothes and accessories. So I hope you enjoyed seeing the way I had everything organized just over a year ago compared to how I have everything organized now. Also, I hope you come back in 2 weeks for my next video. Can't wait to see what it becomes. And with that, keep loving your dolls. Bye-bye!